7 chords that are built upon each note of a scale degree, particularly in easy keys: C, G, and D. The holy trinity of guitar key forms, I believe. So I'd usually start with G, right? We have our 1 chord, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's the G major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. We generally start with our 1, 4, 5 chords. The progression is relatively familiar to a lot of you. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 1 chord. So I generally go 1 is the G. We have this position right here. I go 1, 2, 3, 4 to this chord right here. It's gonna be a C add 9 because we have that the 2 right there. 1, 2. If we're in the C major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have the 2, 1, 2. And because it's a higher octave, we had first octave right here, the 2. And then the 9 is what we call it when it's a higher octave. So we have the C add 9. This position right here, really cool. Contributes some pedal tones right here, pedal points, which is when we have our open strings, a note, a common tone that is ringing out in a progression. 1, 2, 3, and then we go to our 6th chord generally, E minor 7. To get to D, I take off my pinky, and I have this chord right here. Right, that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your 5 chord. 1, 4, 5. 6th chord. It's a minor chord. Why is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. E minor. Because if we skip the next note and go to the next note after that, so we have 6, skip 7, play 1 again, that's going to be a whole step and a whole step difference. That's going to be 3 fret difference. Unlike the major chords, the 1, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. We notice that that's 2 whole steps of distance, 1, 2, 3. So 4 frets. Likewise for the 4 chord, which is major, 1, it's going to be 4, 5, 6 if we look at the scale degrees, and that's 2 whole steps. Now for the 5 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D, it's also major because 1, if we're starting from the 5, 5, 6, 7 in the G major scale. 2 whole steps, 4 frets difference. So the 1, 4, 5 chord is going to be major chords. The 6th chord, along with the 2 and the 3, are going to be minor. And we're going to look at the 2 and 3 chord for this key form as well. We'll start with the E minor 7 right here. 2, 3, and then we have the 6th chord. Now, the 2 chord, 1, 2, is going to be A. And if we follow the scale degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to play 2, skip 3, play 4. So it's going to be 2, 4. This is 3 fret difference. That means we're going to play a minor chord. Alright. 5, 6. So 2, 4, 6. This is going to be an A minor chord. That's what we'll play right here. So we go 1 chord, 2 chord is A minor. 3 chord, 1, 2, 3. That's going to be B. B is our root note. Now if we follow the scale, 3, 4, 5. Oh, B to the 3 to 5 here is 3 frets difference. So it's going to be a minor, right? So it's 3, 4, 5. Skip the 6, play the 7. Alright? We have a B minor chord right here. Now, a lot of you might know that the B minor chord traditionally is played with a bar chord. We're using our A minor chord right here, bringing that shape up a whole step to B minor, right? But there's an easier way to learn this chord, right? I'm going to teach you this or this right here. B minor 7. Shape right here, which is going to be, what's that? With the 1, 3, 7. It's the 1, sharp is going to be the 5. So B minor 7. Then if you play B minor 7 here, play the E open string, which is a cool variation, that would be the 4, so that's going to be B minor 11 right there. Sorry, just ranted to myself there. A lot of you might not know your extensions and alterations, so just spitballing for it, but that's going to be technically B minor 11, B minor 7, another B minor 7 with different voicing. So we have our 1, 2, 3 chord, right? G, A minor, B minor. Then we're going to go 4 chord. So we had the 2 and 3 were minors. Now, 4 chord is a major, 5 chord's major. E minor 7, it's going to be also a minor chord, right? Alright. 3 frets difference. Now, I'm going to skip the 7 chord for this video because the 7 chord is what we call a diminished chord. I don't want you to learn that till we get the 6 chords, the major and the minors, within these 3 key forms first. Like, it's more important. The diminished is, I'm going to give you a little rundown of it, right? So it's built off the 7 is the root note. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, now we followed the scale again. 7, okay, 1. We're going to continue the scale actually higher. 7, 1, 2. All right. On the scale. And now 7 to 2, 7, 1, 2, 3 frets. So that could be a minor, right? So we continue the scale. We have this right here. This is going to be the 4, 2, 3, 4. And that is also another 3 frets difference. So the diminished is built with 3 frets, 3 frets. Whereas the minor chord was built with 3 frets from the 1 to the 3, starting on the root note of that chord. And then we'd play 4 frets difference from the 3 to the 5. If you look at the A minor chord, for example, right? You had A, C, 3 frets, then you went to E, which was the 5th of that chord. So it's like we're playing a power chord if we skip the 3 note. Power chord is with the perfect 5th interval. Alright? So we're going to skip the diminished for now. So that is your key form of G. Second key form we're going to look at is the key form of D. Now, here's what we have. If we have the D major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Alright, we're going to start with the 1, 4, 5. Alright? 1, 4, 5. Now, first chord, D major. 1, 4, 5 being major. We know the D major. We learned it in the key of G. So we're off to a good start, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be a G chord. It's going to be major. We already know the G chord. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a new one right here. It's going to be a major. It's not going to be an A minor this time, like we learned in the G chord. In the G chord, the A is going to be a minor, right? Because it's the 2, and 2 is always minor. In this chord, we have the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A is going to be a major. We have this shape right here. The only difference is first fret is now going to become second fret on the second string. Alright, this represents the 3rd of the chord. Remember how 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we continue the scale, we don't play 6, we play 7. So 5, 7. That's 2 whole steps right there. 4 frets. That represents a major interval right there. Major 3rd. Right? Instead of the minor, which is the 3 frets difference. We have the major, right? Instead of, you probably recognize that sound, right? It's more of a sad tone is what people say, and then major is more uplifting. Alright, so we have the 1, 4, 5, which is D1, G4, 8, 5, and now for the 6th chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be something we looked at already. We're going to look at A, B minor, alright? because the 6 is minor. So we look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Before the scale, 6, 7, 1. 6 to 1. 3 frets difference right there. 1, 2, 3. Alright. So we have this chord again. We've learned it. We learned our B minor shapes in the key of G. So you can play one of these. Now, what I'll traditionally teach in this key is if we're playing the, as far as voicing goes, maybe we'll have a song where we play the 5 and the 6 together. So like A going into B minor. You could play an A suspended chord. And I won't get into the theory behind suspended meaning just yet, but it's basically you take what you have here on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string and you can move it up to the 3rd fret where the B minor 7 chord would already be. But then technically you could stick with your major shape of A and then move to something like this for the B minor chord. Right? These are just traditional ways of playing popular songs that a lot of guitarists will do. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, what we go into next, we look at 1, 4, 5, 6. What about our 2 and 3 chord in this key? Well, D, 1, E is 2, and the 2 chord is going to be minor. Well, guess what? We looked at this shape for E minor 7 in the G chord progression. But for this key, I'm going to encourage you to take off your 3rd and 4th finger and just play this small shape of E minor right here. Alright, so we'd have D for 1, 2. Now, 1, 2, 3. What's this right here? We have an F sharp, right? We have not looked at an F sharp yet. Here's what I'm going to show you. This shape right here for F sharp. Typically, a lot of people will play nasty bar chord for an F sharp minor chord, being that it's a 3. 1, 2, 3. That means minor. Alright. We have this cool cowboy chord right here, this open chord, which is just like the A chord, only now I'm playing that with my last 3 fingers, so I can play the root note, the F sharp in the bass, on the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Alright, so that's what we have right there. So we have the 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord is G, 5 chord is A, 6 chord, B minor 7, and then we're going to skip the 7 chord for now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, because the 7 chord is going to be diminished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, symmetrical shape. Fun to jam out with this one. Alright, so the last key form we look at that you want to learn as a beginner, intermediate guitarist, so that you can now use a capo to play any song in the whole world, is going to be the key of C. Right, we know this shape right here, the C add 9, we learned in our G chord progression. But for this key, we're going to learn this shape, traditional C chord right here. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here is going to be an F. 1, 2, 3, 4. F is going to be a major. Now, you probably know this ugly chord right here. Right? The bar chord that we hate so much, kind of like the B minor chord. The nasty F major bar chord. Now, what I teach is this right here. F major 7. Simplified shape. And it's building off that chord. It's just simplifying it, alright? So we're taking this right here. And then, if you want to be brave too, you can bar the first 2 strings, first fret. But you don't have to for the beginning stages. And then, if you want to make it a little more bassy, you can add this note on the bottom too. Alright? So here's what you have right here for the F major 7 chord. So that'd be 1, 4. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be a G. We already know the G chord right here. It's going to be a major. 1, 2, 3. Now, what about 6? 6 is minor. We already know this chord. It's going to be A minor. kind of like what we learned in the key of G. We do the same chord in the key of C, only it's the 6th chord instead of the 2 chord, which is what it is in the key of G. So we have the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 6 chord, right? So that leaves the 2 and the 3 in the key of C. Well, what's that? Let's look. 1, 2. This is a D chord. We know that 2 is minor though. We know major is this, but minor is going to be this shape right here, okay? You're probably familiar with this, the D minor chord, the A minor, E minor, D chord. That's a common progression right there. So what we have is, if you look at the scale, 1, 2, we don't play 3, we play 4. 1, so 2, 4, and then 6, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6. That's how chords are built. So we're playing, instead of 2, 4 being 2 whole steps, 2 to 4 is going to be 3 frets, okay? Whole step and a half step. And that's done by flattening from the 2nd fret on the 1st string to the 1st fret on the 1st string. That's what you have right here. Avoid playing the top string, it's not in the chord. So we have the 1, 2, so 1 chord, 2 chord, now 3 chord, finally, 1, 2, 3. 3 is minor, this is an E. You're just going to play an E minor chord right here, you've already learned this one. The same shape as I would do it in the key of D, alright? So we have 1 chord, 2 chord, 3 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord, 6 chord, alright? 7 chord would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 2, 4. And that always wants to resolve to 1 chord. That's what's common about the 7 chord. So there you go, guys. That's how you play 3 key forms there. That's a total of 6 chords in each key, so 18 chords, and some of them were similar, as you saw. And now you know the trinity of key forms. The last ones I would teach would be, and I'm going to do that in another video, it's going to be the key of E, the key of A, and then we're going to look at how we can use, almost make some other keys as well, using some open strings. Maybe even like the key of B, for example. But this is your start to understanding the caged system and how we can play a bunch of songs now using these chord shapes, these chord varieties, and then apply a capo and have access to many different pop songs. So keep playing, guys. Hope this video helped. Be sure to leave in the comments what you would like your next lesson to be on. See you in the next video.